You do slate, give your name.
Tom Bosack.
Okay, and tell us a story about your cross.
Well, my cross, basically I was in a car accident, and I became a very hateful, unloving and grudge-carrying and blaming everyone for my pain after I was in my car accident. I had torn my rotator cuff, and it sort of was the end of my life as I knew it. And that led to going to court and losing my court case. So you might be looking at the only man that ever lost a rear end case. My cross came into existence when a friend of mine asked me, after I had told him my story, ruminating over and over and over again on the negativity. And he said to me, do you want to go to church? And I said, okay, yeah, because can't get any worse. And so I did, and that led to me accepting Jesus Christ as my Savior. And really, I'm still starting to finally trust Him to take over and to say, be my pilot. So, and this is just a symbol of my belief in Jesus Christ. And it reminds me that, if you read the Bible, there's a purpose for your suffering. And if you believe in God, then you know that God has a good and perfect plan for you. And you might suffer for a while, but after you suffer, God will conform you and strengthen you and establish you in His domain, and then you'll be with Him forever and ever. So that's the story of my cross, and that's the story of my journey, and it's the story of power perfected in weakness. And that's what inspired me to write the script, is to share all the mistakes I made by trying to solve my problems with worldly solutions. And they were like glass floors. I'd be making more money, and then I crashed back down. Had a couple girlfriends, but they weren't the answer. Got a new job and still wasn't happy. So finally, after failing and suffering, I finally turned to God and gave up and surrendered, and let Him be in charge. It's God's will, not mine. My will failed many times, and that's what the story of power perfected in weakness is a man that keeps trying to enforce his will, and it doesn't work. And finally he turns it over to God, and in a strange way, everything that he's ever hoped for and wanted has been replaced, and even there more so by God. So that's the story.
Cool.